Hey guys, welcome back to another webinar. It's your girl Paisley. And um as you know, I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel. So you guys might be listening to this on the replay in case you never came across my channel before. I'm Paisley Hayes. I've been a cam girl, phone sex operator, content creator for almost 6 years at this point. Got into this industry back in 2018 when I wanted a better quality of life besides just working a 9 to 5 job. So discovered this, loved it since. I've had my YouTube channel for the past 3 years and pretty much been doing coaching and mentoring since. So today we are here for another webinar to talk about client relations and making more money. If you guys want to ask anything, y'all feel free to come up. If not, type it in the chat. But I'm curious to know, what sites are you guys working on in the adult industry currently? And if there's anything that you wanted to, any questions or anything that you had for me today. So, I like to start off all my webinars by talking about the ABCs of entrepreneurship. A is accountability. In this industry, we don't have anyone holding us accountable. And so we're responsible for doing that ourselves. That's a big part of being successful, I feel like, in this industry, is to be able to hold yourself accountable. The B in my ABCs stands for branding. Well, really branding and marketing, because you have to at least know the basics to be able to, shine and thrive here. And C is everyone's favorite, what everyone always says is consistency. Consistency is pretty much the main reason why I've been able to be around so long and be successful, is because I've been consistent the past 6 years. I never really fallen off or taken a break or half-assed things or anything. I've just been on the grind. So accountability, branding, and consistency, I believe, is the key to all of this. Um, Okay, so let's get into it. So we're here today to learn different things we can say to our customers and clients. I mean, in general, really just admin task. I feel like I say the word admin task all the time, and if you're a student of mine, you kind of know what that means. But otherwise, you could be like, well, what does that mean? What should I be doing? So I'm here to tell you guys some tips and tricks that you guys can implement on your shifts that you may not be doing as is. And it's going to be about camming, content creation, and phone sex today. So a combination of it all. No one typed. What sites are y'all working on? Are y'all cam girls, phone sex operators? What's your favorite platform? Give me something to feed off of. So I want to. Okay, cool. Night Flirt and doing Phone with Cam on there, Streammate and Talk to Me. So those are some good ones. So you guys seem to have already gotten started and stuff. But if there's somebody listening now that's in the beginning stages, watching this on the replay, here's some things I want you to consider before you get started with anything in adult work. Some of it's going to be more towards cam, some of it's going to be more towards phone sex, and some of it's just going to be in general. But one, make sure that you set up space and you have a safe and secure space to work. So you want somewhere quiet where you're not going to be distracted, where people aren't going to be noisy, where you're not going to hear any outside distractions, things like that. And obviously, if you have to set up your cam space, you need a quiet area that looks nice and presentable to work in. Um, if you're brand new to phone sex, you may not need some of these things, but as a cam girl, I would suggest having a few pictures or clips recorded, because you're going to constantly be asked about your fan site or other things, or how can they see more of you. So it's always good to have those things handy. And as a PSO, you'll build up your content by ways of audio content. Make sure that you have your socials. So Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Pornhub, however you are going to promote your things, make sure you have that together. When you're dealing with customers, these are going to kind of be some tips with customers too. When you're dealing with customers, one thing you don't want to do, and especially don't do it on cam, is to clap back at the trolls. Some on phone sex is a little bit different because it's a one-on-one kind of experience, but on cam there could be guys coming into the room where you're just sitting there in public with everyone, and if someone says the one wrong thing, you don't want to let that affect the vibe of the room. So just don't clap back with trolls. Make the guys tip to PM you on cam and also to message you on the phone sex sites. If you're on cam, make sure you have some sort of tip menu together, the on cam tip menu, and then like the off cam tip menu with the video chat, your sexting, your cock ratings. These are things I didn't know when I first got started that I would be offering these things. So sexting sessions, cock ratings, customs, video chats, custom pictures, custom audio, custom video, all of these sorts of things. We're going to go into detail on this one here in a second, but you always want to keep your customers' minds on you, like whether that's cam or phone sex. So we're going to go over some ways we can do that. Establish boundaries and stick with your boundaries. So if there's something that's making you feel uncomfortable or something you just don't do, like for instance, I don't do anal. So if I'm sitting there on cam and that's something that they're requesting, they're like, well, I'll pay this or I'll do this, or no, that's not something I want to do. I don't do that. So that's my boundary that I stick up with that. Same thing on the phone lines when they come trying to speak with me in like super taboo language. Like I always put my foot down and say, we're not going to talk like that. Maybe I'm not for you, blah, 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 blah. But make sure you stick to your boundaries. Don't let anyone cross them. Stand up for yourself. And even if they've paid for something and something isn't making you feel uncomfortable, try to figure something out with them. But you don't have to do something that's making you feel totally uncomfortable. So please remember that. If you're on cam or you're on like a fan site or something where you can mass message and things, have some games you can play. If you're a student of mine or a past student, I've sent y'all several games, or will be if you're a current student, sending you games that you can play with your customers, different ones like that. But have some different games that you play with them, whether it's a pay-to-view game or this or that game. Would you rather see me in something red or something blue? And then they tip for it, and then you show them your, your red lingerie or your blue lingerie or whatever the case is. Also, you can create PDF games you can upload on Night Flirt in the goodie section and sell, like bingo or like crossword puzzles or different things like that, and you can create that in Canva. Stick to a schedule. Like I can't stress this enough. I know a lot of people when they come to me and they like book a consultation, they want to get into like how to operate these sites and how to do this, and it's exciting, it's overwhelming, it's a lot. But the very first thing that I suggest everyone do is to come up with a schedule that they're going to commit to and stick with that. So even if it's only 3 days a week or 7 days a week, whatever it is, figure out what your schedule is going to be and stick to that, and don't really change it, because you're going to start attracting customers. They're going to be on at the same time every evening or every day. They're going to typically be on. So when you wake up in the morning, hello, welcome. Can you mute yourself, please? When you wake up in the morning, you have your routine that you do. You get on your social medias or whatever the case is. Same thing with these guys. So if they're coming on cam or they're on the phone lines Monday evenings, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see them again the next Monday evening or whatever time that you work. So please just stick to your schedule. And be kind to yourself. Don't sit up here and say, oh, I'm gonna work all these hours and knowing you're not going to commit to that. Be honest with yourself about what you're going to commit to, what you're capable of, and stick to that. If you happen to work more, great, but at least have a set schedule that you stick to. Okay, so please be kind to yourself when you get in here. Understand that you do have to build your following up. You it's not for everyone. Sometimes people can get in here and you feeling so overwhelmed and you're feeling like all these things. One, I'm here to help, but if it does get too much or you're not emotionally equipped for this, just be mindful, because I gave out a lot of tips today in the group. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go listen in the main Telegram group, but it was about business tips and if this is even, if running a business or being an entrepreneur is even right for you. So I suggest y'all go check that out if you want to listen. It was really informative. Don't complain. That's not going to get you anywhere. Make sure that you come into this with a positive attitude. When you first get into this, it should be something that's fun and exciting, not something that's super stressful. So be mindful you're choosing to be here. This is our choice. It's not like it's our 9 to 5 job where they're giving us all these rules. So we should be happy about wanting to do these things. Okay. So that was just like some things to know before you get started and things to think about. Let me see if there's anything else. You need to put in hours. Don't get on there and be like, oh, I've been on here, especially camming. Don't get on camming and sit there for 2 hours and think you did something. Like, anybody who's been camming long enough will tell you a good shift is at least 4 hours, and you want to work 6 to 8 hours a day when you're streaming full time to make good money. With the phone lines, I suggest if you want to make at least 500 to 7 a week or more, then you're putting in at least 20 hours. So you want to give this time. If you're on Cam or the profiles on Talk to Me, take advantage of your new girl status. Make sure your real name's private when picking a name. I think we're all past the point where we're picking names. Usually people listening to me are, but please don't pick a variation of your real name. So if your name is Alexis, don't choose Alex or Alexandra or something. Like, choose something different. Okay. So now those are just the basics. Any questions on that kinds of things? My question to you guys that's here right now is, what makes you feel like you're fit for this industry? Why do you feel like you're a good fit to be here? Whether you've been just getting started or been in here for some time. I'm going to sip some coffee. I get great feedback from my customers, and at the end of the day, I'm happy and satisfied with the work I do. Well, that's definitely a validation, the customers. And it feels good when they give you all that feedback. Or just seeing your videos sell and things like that, and you're like, okay, I'm doing something. But I'm satisfied with the work that I do too. I think that's really important. I don't feel like I am. So I will say this. If you don't feel like you are, you aren't. So that doesn't mean you can't. That just might mean you got to change up the way you feel, because I do believe it's a mindset. You want to come in here, you want to feel confident. You may not know exactly what to say, but just about, okay, well, I'm still in my training process, I'm still learning, but do I feel like I can actually do this? But yeah, make sure you put in the hours and make sure you're doing the admin task and things. I really love the one-on-one aspect of Night Flirt. Love connecting with my regulars, making their day, and they're making mine too. I really enjoy it. I have fun making content, coming up with ideas. The way it makes me feel has brought me more confidence and the freedom to be myself through my work and much more. Yes, amen. So I'm gonna say this about confidence, and then I'm go on to the task and stuff. If you aren't feeling motivated or confident, you want to think about the why. And I say this all the time. Why are you doing this? There's a million ways to make money. Why are you here doing this? Why this specifically? And you want to really everyone should ask themselves that. So my why am I here? It gives me the freedom and flexibility to live how I want. It gives me a better quality of life, so I'm always free to be there at all my kids' stuff. I actually enjoy doing this. I figured I'd be somewhere in sex work, no matter what it was. At some point in my life, it's really fun to just get on there and completely be able to be myself and don't have to put on a front or something. So those are my whys. You guys need to figure out what your why is, and your why should give you motivation. And if it doesn't give you motivation to be in this, then let's find something else for you. So there's always, and I just want to say this for anybody here or watching this on the replay, there's a site called workfromhomies.net, I believe. I don't think it's .com. But anyways, it's a site you can go and you can find all sorts of work from home jobs. This is not sex work. Brief intermission, commercial break. But you can look on there and they have all kinds of stuff. So if you guys don't want to go clock in like at a job and you want to work from your house, there's several jobs that's on there. Just as a little side note. Because we're here to make money. We gotta, even if it's not sex work. It makes me feel powerful and confident. Me too. I'm learning what I want to do. I'm learning and I want to do it. I just want to make the money, but the admin task can be overwhelming. I don't know what it'll be worth. Freedom from a W-2 so I could be a better parent. I love content creating and get to work from home. Those are all really good reasons. So let's get into there's really nothing better than literally being paid to be yourself. The biggest compliment. Facts. Okay, so let's talk about some admin tasks that we should be doing. This is going to be just in general, not on any particular site. So, let's start here. I do suggest that you guys get your social media. I don't suggest that be the first thing that you focus on unless you're coming to this as a content creator. So if you're not coming into this as a cam girl or as a phone sex operator and you're purposely just coming in as a content creator, then yes, you need to start off with social media. As a cam girl and as a phone sex operator, I truly believe you can get all of your traffic from the platforms. You need to work on getting paid customers before focusing on, oh, what pictures am I going to take for Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or whatever the case is. If you don't have the foundation together at the making money part, the marketing and all the sales and the promotions, that should wait. Unless you have the time to do it all at once, but a lot of us are still working jobs. So most importantly is to be on the paid platforms, what's bringing you money. But once you get in the flow of things, having your social media, at least something going up every single day, because on every platform, on every social media platform, you can schedule out, except for Facebook, you might have to pay for something to do that. But each of the platforms, you can schedule out Twitter post on Twitter, you can schedule out Instagram post on Instagram, you can schedule out TikTok post on TikTok. You don't have to have an extra app or anything. So there's no excuse why we can't have something going up every day when there's that scheduling feature, which I think is great. Okay. On the phone lines, you're going to want to be sending out your mass messages. Everyone knows on Talk to Me, you can browse the caller. So that's the cool thing. You can reach out to them first, but reach out to past guys. Um, Find something that y'all talked about, compliment the experience, let them know, remind them of you. But you should be like reaching out to the guys, sending mass messages. Uploading content regularly definitely helps on most platforms because when you upload a piece of content, you go to the first page. That's what Night Flirt goodies, with ManyVids, with clips for sale, with I Want Clips. Every time you upload a new piece of content, it goes to the first page. So if y'all are on Night Flirt, upload Night Flirt goodies regularly, you have a better chance of being seen and making sales. You should schedule yourself time to make content. So if it's my content making week, it's not my content uploading, editing, scheduling that week. Those are two different things. But when you're making content, I would suggest that you batch content, which just means make it all in 1 day or 2 days. So schedule yourself 1 to 2 days out of the month where you make all of your content for the entire month. That goes from all your TikToks you want to do, all your sexy pictures, all your videos, um, and all that. And to be even more buy back your time, like, and time management. If you make a video and you strategically do different poses in that video, you can screenshot different poses out of the video and get your photo set like that. If you want to do video and audio content, you can make a video and make sure that you're talking really well so you can just extract the audio out of the video and now you have more content. So if you make one video, you can do a photo shoot from that video, you can do audio from that video. And then if you make multiple pieces of content under the same topic, you can also make compilations or shorts or different things from that. So just be mindful when you're doing those types of things. So content creation, even if you are faceless, should be somewhere in your plan. So audio content, video content, PDFs, pictures, that's all sorts of things we can sell. Okay, let's see what y'all said. I suck at marketing. Well, we can get you better with that. Don't know what content to make or how to take sexy pictures. Don't know what to say in the audio. I guess I can't really express what I should say. Okay, so as far as what kind of content you should make, I would start with the topics that you're doing on your phone sex line. So, for instance, I suggest you start making sissy content and getting yourself familiarized with that cuckold content, small penis humiliation, ass worship, gooning. If you're going to have toys and stuff, you can do role playing like squirting videos and ass worship videos and ignore videos where you're just sitting there ignoring the camera. There's all sorts of things that you can get into. I also have a video on my YouTube channel that I literally just sit and list all sorts of content ideas because I had too much and I know I wasn't going to make it all. So I'm like, let me just make this. So it's literally one video. It's like 30 minutes long. And I'm just saying all sorts of content ideas. So if you are stuck, I can send y'all that after this. Just let me know. Okay, besides the content things, you should just and then when you're scheduling yourself to make content, make sure you schedule yourself time to build your graphics in Canva, because you'll need your thumbnails and stuff, especially for my audio creators. And schedule yourself time to schedule out the content. So making the content, planning the content, editing the content, scheduling the content, that all takes up a lot of time. So when you're thinking about all these and planning your week, your month, please think about how much time all that takes, so you know, allow yourself enough time. If you feel like you're not getting phone calls or you're just having a slow shift, most of you guys are on Talk to Me. Most people that watch my channel are trying to get on that. I would say, if you're saying you're not making money, why are you not staying on the chat line? The chat line is pretty much guaranteed money. Last night, one of my students made $70 from the chat line alone. So if you are being like, I'm not getting calls on NiteFlirt, they're not coming through, stay on the chat line until you get a call. When you get a call, hang up the chat line. But I would say stay there, right? Because from the YouTube channel alone, she worked from 10:30 to 2. It was either 10 to 2:30 or 10:30 to 2. Somewhere along those lines. So like 4 hours. So what's that? Like $20 an hour almost. But just on there, you know? So get on there. Don't be like, oh, I don't like this. And the good thing is, once you're past your 300 minutes, when you get back on the chat line, press option 2. So like, you're doing your 300 minutes, press option 3, right? Because that's what counts towards your connection minutes. After you're past your 300 minutes and you decide to get back on Talk to Me's chat line, we should be pressing option 2, because you get more money that way. So that's just a little tip. But okay, so we got that. If you are on Talk to Me, like I was telling my students today, you got to come up with all your characters. You should have your profiles on Cougars and your profile on the Sarah lines as well. So if you're on Talk to Me and you're not on Cougars and the Sarah lines, go ahead and create you some profiles for those. So like I was telling my students, they have their notebook with 9 different characters, 3 from Talk to Me, 3 from Sarah, 3 from Cougars. One thing that I see people do when they first get into this is they try to pick something from each area, like a different platform from each area to get on, whereas I suggest you pick multiple platforms from the same area. And what I mean by that is, if you're coming into this as a cam girl, I wouldn't try to do phone sex at the same time until you have camming down packed, and vice versa. So if you're coming into this as a cam girl, get you StreamMate or Chaturbate or CamSoda, Microcams, Bonga, Strip Chat. Get you like 2 or 3 in that group. Don't try to get a cam site and a phone site and a clip site and all this. It'll be very overwhelming because they're different tasks. So if you're doing the phone lines, you should have you 3 phone sex sites. So that should be NiteFlirt, I Want Phone and Talk to Me, or Sex Panther, NiteFlirt and Talk to Me, or Talk to Me, Sex Panther and I Want Phone. Whatever the case is, I would get you 3 of them so you can have them going simultaneously, or 3 cam sites, or 3 clip sites if that's what you're starting with. Whatever you're starting with, master that and then add on something else. But don't try to do camming and phone sex at the same time. You're just not going to be good at both. It's going to be very challenging. Okay, other admin tasks. Make sure we have greetings recorded. We're changing up our greetings about every 10 days. We're changing up our profile picture frequently, every 10 days or so often. Make sure you're changing these things, especially on the ones that you're not getting phone calls. Look at your titles, change your titles, your descriptions, things like that. If it's not working for you, revamp it. And don't forget, adjectives are your friend. Any specific questions on specific sites? So I Want Phone is great if you are going to be uploading content regularly. When I'm uploading content regularly on I Want Clips, then I start getting those calls. If I'm not uploading content regularly, it's just my regulars that call. It's not really new traffic. So if Night Flirt is your first phone sex site, then I would say add on Talk to Me before you add on I Want Clips. Any questions with anything so far? Looking at some past schedules that I've made, make sure you're adding guys to list on Night Flirt. Make sure that you're utilizing all the features on all the platforms. Make sure you get into Night Flirt Plus, which is their version of like their fan site on the site. Make sure you're not selling your goodies for cheap on Night Flirt. Those guys will really pay some good money. We have a few minutes. Would anybody like me to take a look at one of their accounts while we're here? Anybody want to be the guinea pig? It's 3 people. I can't see who's in here. I wish there was like a list. Maybe I could do this. Nope, I'm not changing it. But does anybody want me to take a quick look at any of their platforms? So I do want to say this while I do have you guys in here. Cool. Just drop your links in the chat if you want me to look over it. I want to say right now, I am still accepting students into my current class. It started August 28th. I'm accepting students for about 5 more days because that's when I feel like I have enough time to catch them up to the current point. So the class is 9 weeks. We meet every Wednesday at 9 a.m. and every Sunday at 8 p.m. We also do study halls every other Friday, starting September 6th, so tomorrow. And every other Friday, we do study hall for 2 hours. And the class also includes 2 consultations. So if y'all are interested in signing up for the course, oh, that's my train of thought. If y'all are interested in signing up for the course, please reach out on Instagram or Telegram at Mattress Actress Academy. So let's look at our links that we did. And there are payment plans for the course. So just hit us up if you need the extra help. How can I get more people to leave reviews on my profile? Ask. Open your mouth and don't be scared to ask. So some guys, when they're finished their business, they just hang up, right? And then some guys sit there and they're huffing and puffing, or they're complimenting you, or they're saying something. That's your opportunity to get right in there. So I don't know if you've ever worked like a customer service job, but when I was a manager at Whataburger, about 20% or 50% of my bonus was based on OSATs, which is overall satisfaction of your customers. essentially, aka the survey at the bottom of the receipt. And if you fill it out, you can get you a free burger, right? So I would have to say things like that constantly over and over because that was affecting my bonus. Our feedback doesn't really affect our money, but it does help our sales. So please get into a habit. Don't be scared to open your mouth. A closed mouth don't get fed. Hey, can you please leave me some feedback? It really helps. Feedback or critique. So like I really don't ask the guys for critique because I mean they're guys, but like my students and stuff, when I ask them for feedback, I ask them for critiques as well. So I can improve the next class. So please don't hesitate to speak up. Okay, so Ava's the only one. No one else wants me to look at any of their links. Go ahead and drop it now if you want me to just check it over, even if I've looked at it before. Ava. Ava, baby. Now I know we talked about this, but I'm gonna do it. You need pictures on all of them, right? So get your pictures, play around with the pricing. You improved on your titles for sure. I don't see an ignore. Maybe I gotta go here. Boop. I would delete mature and ebony. If it was me, I would delete mature and ebony. One, I don't suggest people placing themselves in the older category unless they're just there. And two, with ebony, like unless you want to be getting called a hard R all the time or some like extreme race play, I just would stay away from it. Hey Dennis, hope you're having a wonderful day.
Thank you, thank you. I am headed home, but I didn't want to miss, the webinar because you are amazing.
Okay, cool. Well, drive safe. Anybody else want to drop their link? And does anybody else have any questions? Bambi, we've been looking at your link for over a year. So just so y'all know, Bambi was in my very first class, and then she ended up joining all of my classes until she became a part of my team. But she started with me August 28, 2023. She's a faceless creator. She doesn't show her face, doesn't do video or any of that. And she makes pretty good money doing so. So let's look at your listings. How are they doing for you? Uh-oh, y'all hear my dogs. They're getting Nancy. Oh! You got 41 goodies on here? That's really good. We'll come back to yours, Bambi. Caramel. Your submissive one's doing good. You like the submissive one, Caramel? So we worked on Caramel's profiles the past, like we've been working on, I guess, the past like 4 months or so. We just got to do your HTML. I would say that's your next step to start working on your HTML. Your graphics are really good on your goodies. I like how they're uniform, and the pricing is good because, like I told y'all, y'all shouldn't be charging cheap pricing on Night Flirt. So HTML is the next step for you. Okay. Like I said, I am still accepting enrollment in the next course. So if you guys are interested, I see some of y'all are already in there, so cool. But anybody listening to this on the replay, if you're interested in joining the next course, I am accepting enrollment for 5 more days. So please reach out on Instagram and Telegram at Mattress Actress Academy. So I think I have 3. Oops. I think I have 3 people here from my team. Dennis, stop texting and driving. Does anybody on my team want to say anything before we get off of
I'm
this
outside.
webinar?
And yes, I do. It's just really quickly going back to joining the course. I know Paisley stated that we do offer payment plans to get into the next course, that we have open registration till the 10th. But I did want to let everybody know, apart from just learning the material, the course does offer a lot more than just that. We assist with scheduling. I guess the big reason as to why we have a lot of repeat students that come back, it's the accountability factor. We ensure that you stay on top of your work. You're around like-minded individuals who all are working on their profiles, doing administrative tasks. So if you struggle with staying accountable because you don't have you're your own boss. You don't have your boss that's on top of you telling you, hey, get to work. You physically have to tell yourself, hey, I'm going to work today. That's what the group does. So if you're looking for like-minded individuals to learn to increase your financial gains, I truly recommend joining the course.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. And that's one thing that I do ask my students. What makes you want to buy this class twice or 3 or 4 times? And one, I do improve each time. So I think they like watching that. But it is, like Dennis said, for the accountability. It's hard. A lot of people struggle with staying accountable. And the fact that I sit here and make my student schedules and hold your hand through this whole process, I think that's what really helps. But okay, I want to thank you
And
guys.
not only that, sorry, P. I just wanted to throw this out there. If you're nervous about, like the pricing or anything, we do a lot of, maybe 80 to 90% of students do make their money back. I want to say between week 2 and week 3 of the course. So just remember, while you're taking the course, we're constantly building you to make money. So think about it as an investment.
Oh, y'all, my dogs. But okay. Well, I appreciate you guys being here and thank you for your time. Gotta stop.